and welcome to 3DK Building CAD Kits at www.3dk.ca. We're continuing this week with our demonstration layout and we're laying some more track. This time we're laying two sidings to the factory on the canal side and one track to the fiddle yard under the upper section of the layout. As you can see in the video, we're just laying one of the tracks across the bridges that we have pre-laid over the canal. One double bridge to the sidings and one single bridge which will lead under the top section through to the fiddle yard. I'm using Pico Code 75, the News Code 75, which is a wonderful track, but it is slightly bendy and it is a bit more fiddly than the older style track. A bit more care has to be taken when laying this. So the track's now down, just pressing it in place on top of the glue, using my calipers just to ensure minimum distance between both tracks and that both tracks are absolutely parallel to each other. I always like to check, 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 check and check again before finally laying the weights down in the track and leaving it for 48 hours to dry. And we can start cutting up some spare cardboard to lay on top of the track just to protect it from the weights, which we'll be using just regular building bricks on top of the track. These will be left for a minimum of 48 hours to ensure that the track has completely dried and that there's no chance of the track popping back up if the glue is still wet. So we'll leave the track work to dry under the weight of the bricks for at least 48 hours. In the meantime, we can turn our attention to the other end of the layout where we have been building our military port. As you can see, we have used our 3DK stone textured sheets to cover the walls of the port, and all that requires to finish the basin is to top out the walls with some stonework, put in some wooden fenders and pour the Woodland Scenics realistic water. And we've glued in place the upper section of the station layout. We're going to take a track ride down the lower section track, just crossing the electromagnetic uncoupler, the two sidings to the factory on the right, and we're going off to the left, across the canal, under the top section and onto the fiddle yard. Here we see the upper section getting glued in place. Again, I've used sheets of styrene to try and keep the weight down, as the layout has been built from one section. There's no join in the middle. As you can see, I have cut out the holes for the electromagnetic uncouplers as we're using KD couplings on this layout. And there's the canal, which will eventually end up disappearing into a deep tunnel. So this gives you an overview of the layout. The lower section of track has now all been glued in place and it just leaves the upper section to complete. Well, thank you for watching this 3DK YouTube video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us at www.3dk.ca, and happy modelling.